hope you all have an amazing practice. I'm really excited to be here with you. So yoga to the people, we start every class in child's pose. So you can go ahead and settle your forehead on the mat and let your hips settle back and down towards your heels. Just as importantly as hips on heels and forehead on the mat, close your eyes. We live in an incredibly visually stimulated and stimulating world, and really quickly our reality becomes predicated on what we're taking in through our eyes. So when you close your eyes, you actually open up your vision. You heighten your other experiences. You start to move in a way that isn't predicated on what anyone else looks like or your idea of what it should look like, but how it feels. Now, it's a very individual journey, but we are all on it together. So we'll start with a breath all together. Please exhale your air out with an SH. Allow an inhale to rush in through your nose, coat your throat, fill you up. And HA. Work hard when you're able. Take a break in child's pose if you need to. And make this hour the best hour you can for yourself. It could be the best yoga class of your life if you choose to make it that way. Gently start to rock your forehead side to side on the mat. Massaging that space between your eyebrows and feeling your brain get heavier inside of your skull. Then start to crawl your fingers towards the front edge of your mat and invite a pushing and pulling sensation into the pose. Stretch your arms so far forward that you feel a stretch in your armpits, right? We're gonna be working to some back bending today. Really helps to open up the armpits, stretch through the sides of your body. And then press your palms down and shift onto all fours for a tabletop. So shoulders over wrists and hips over your knees. As you inhale, draw your belly towards the floor and gaze up to the ceiling for a cow tilt. And as you exhale, round your spine, pull your belly in, heavy your head for your cat. Inhale, belly down, broaden your chest, stretch your throat, look up. Exhale, slow, round it out, shove the floor away, shoulders spread across your back. Move through this a few more times on your own. If you want to flip your fingers to face your knees and stretch your wrists out that way, you're welcome to do that as well. Yeah, and then if you start to want to move in another direction, roll out the hips, roll out the neck, do what feels good. Okay, and then pause in a neutral spine so you're not back bending or rounding, and make sure your fingers are facing forward. Okay, we're gonna do some tabletop push-ups here. So first shift your shoulders past your wrists, and then bend your elbows and bring the top of your head onto the mat like a tripod. Squeeze it up, tabletop. Good, shoulders forward, bend your elbows, top of head to the mat. Good, push it back up. Only 3 more. Shift the weight forward, bend your elbows, top of head down. Good, squeeze it up. Good, shoulders forward, bend your elbows. Don't bend them back, Sarah. Keep your elbows stacked over your wrists. That's the difference, squeeze it up. All right, I think we have 1 more. Shoulders forward, top of head to the mat. Squeeze it up. Good, now curl your toes under, upper push-up plank, please. Shoulders over wrists, hips in line with your shoulders. Make sure your fingers are spread wide and your wrists are on straight. Draw your pubic bone towards your navel and lengthen your tail towards your heels. Pull up on the fronts of your thighs. And keep your chin a little away from your chest. Now, just like you did in those tabletop push-ups, shift the weight forward so shoulders are past your wrists. Good, now lower down just halfway and pause when your elbows hug your ribs. Slowly into up dog, tops of feet down, thighs up, heart up, squeeze your shoulders back and then down downward facing dog. Hips high, heels low, and move it around when you get there. You can bend one knee and then the other. Bend both knees at once a few times, broaden through your lower back. And then slowly clean up your downward dog. So hips high, heels low. Okay, look at your feet. They're about 6 inches apart. You can imagine your skull would fit there. And then bend your knees a little bit to stick your butt up higher and feel the slope of your spine lengthening. Heavier head between your biceps. And use your arm strength to shift a little bit of the weight into your legs. Inhale, float your right leg up halfway. Leveling out your hips at first. Right hip spirals a little down and a little in. Keep your left heel heavy and lift your right leg higher and higher and higher. Bend your knee, roll open your hip, and move it around. You can make some circles with your knee to mobilize your hip. You can roll out your ankle or wiggle your toes. Okay, now listen closely because we're going to revisit that cat tilt of the spine. Inhale, float your right leg up high. As you exhale, draw your knee to your forehead. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and really round out your back. Beautiful, Leanne. Inhale, slowly extend the leg up and back. Exhale, knee to forehead. So you choke off your throat and breathe between your shoulder blades. Okay, a little different this time. Inhale, extend the leg up. Keep your hips lifted and step your foot all the way through in between your hands. Drop your left knee down, point your left toes, and interlace your fingers on top of your right thigh. We'll stretch the front of the left hip here. Now, flexibility never happens as a byproduct of being passive, so you have to use your strength. Kick your left foot down hard and send the small of your back towards your right heel. Pull your right belly away from your right thigh. Then you can bring your hands to your lower back if you'd like, and go a little deeper. Pull your belly into your palms, lift your chest, and look back to go back. Good, keep kicking your back foot down to send your hips forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you, just like up dog, and open your chest a little bit more. Take one more inhale to stretch your throat, look back. And then slowly come on up, plant your hands down. Curl your left toes under, step back for upward push-up. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, suspended between feet and hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. Then inhale, float your left leg up, up, and bend your knee and roll it open and move it around. And again, eyes closed, right? The more you keep your eyes closed, the more you cultivate your ability to be internally focused and externally aware. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, draw your knee to your forehead. Really shove the floor away so your shoulder blades spread across your back. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, knee to forehead. Hold it there for 3. Hips a little higher for 2. That's it. So inhale, extend the leg. And then slowly step it all the way through, land it lightly, and drop your back knee down. Interlace your fingers on your left thigh. And send your hips forward as you stay open across your chest. And yeah, especially if you have tender knees, the idea is to try to get the weight on the thigh above your left knee, not below it. That's how much you want to send the hips forward and use your right butt to stretch the front of your right hip. And then bring your hands to your lower back. Belly up and in, lift your chest and look back to go back. Beautiful setup. Yeah, open the front of your body using the strength of the back of your body. Hips more forward. Look back a little further. That's it, Tasha. And then slowly come on up. Plant your hands down. Curl right toes under. Step back, upper push-up. Inhale, weight forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Puff the sides of your ribs forward, shoulders back. Beautiful. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now inhale, tilt your tail up. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, walk to the front of your mat and hang heavy in a forward fold. Separate your feet a comfortable distance, then bend your knees until your belly drapes over your thighs and your spine spills forward. You might grab at opposite elbow, like a lot of you are. You might interlace your fingers at the base of your skull. Right? So many ways to help gravity help you. But it also always has something to do with just letting it. Relax your arms if you haven't already, and place 2 fists in between your feet to measure your inner hips with distance. Make sure the outer edges of your feet are parallel to the outer edges of your mat. On your inhale, half lift. Hands on shins or thighs. Stop when your spine feels flat. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Lengthen your armpits from your hip bones. Inhale, rock the weight a little bit more forward. Looks great, Deanna. Exhale, forward folds. Good. All right. On your following inhale, it's chair pose. Sit your weight back and down and sweep your arms up. And slide the weight back into your heels, like your knees could stack over your ankles. Draw your sitting bones towards your heels and feel that undercarriage of you light up and give permission for buoyancy in your upper half. Firm up your lower belly. Reach through the sides of your body. Energize your palms. Stretch your arms a little more. Now sit a little lower. Take a slow inhale to sit low, arms back, and gently stand up for mountain pose. Close your eyes if you aren't already. Again, eliminate that visual perception of reality so that you feel for a root to rise. Standing on your feet in a way that keeps the back of your heart lifted. Anchoring down through your tail as you energetically pull up on the space in front of your sitting bones to create a pathway up through your spine and the crown of your head. Spread your fingers wide, energize your palms. As you soften the stuff of your face with the flutter of your lips. Gently flutter your eyes open and look up at the ceiling. Inhale, get 10 feet tall to stretch back. Open your heart and throat, hips forward, arms back. Beautiful glow, back's feeling good. Exhale, dive forward, forward folds. Good, you can shake it out a little bit. Nod your head yes, shake it no. And then exhale with an S, say shh. And inhale, sit back and down, arms up, chair pose, right into where you left off. And close your eyes. Because more than anything I can sit here and say to you, more than anything any yoga teacher will ever say to you, it's the conversation between you and you that is the most valid and valuable thing you've got going in this moment. So what does your conversation sound like? Start with a hello. Let your breath move, get to know it. Sit a little lower. Arms back a little further. Gently stand up, right into your back bend. Inhale, look back, reach back. Then with an HA, dive forward, forward fold. Half lift on the inhale, broaden your chest. And then hop or walk back to travel through your flow. If you're hopping back, you land with elbows bent. Yes, flow. Inhale, up dog, squeeze your shoulders back. And exhale, downward facing dog. Belly pulls up and in towards your spine in down dog. But imagine everything in your abdomen were so soft, it could slide into your ribs and support your shoulders. Exhale all your air out. Taking a slow, sweet inhale. And HA. Inhale, float your right leg up. Exhale, step it between your hands lightly. Yes, dial your left heel down. And inhale, rise up for your warrior one. Arrive with an exhale, sitting lower into your lunge until your right knee, stacks over your ankle. Right heel drives straight down through the floor. Push the outer edge of your left foot down like a string. We're pulling your inner arch towards your ankle. Pull up on the muscles of your left leg towards your butt like a stocking. And dial your left hip forward as you draw your right hip back. Beautiful, Caitlin. Lengthen through your lower back. Pull your low belly in to support it. Squeeze your arms straighter. Now sink a little lower. Inhale, lift your chest. Look back to reach back. Slowly exhale, hands down. Try to keep exhaling as you step back and keep exhaling as you lower halfway. Inhale for upward facing dog. Stretch from toes to eyeballs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, inhale your left leg up. Step your foot between your hands. Dial your back heel down. And inhale, rise up for warrior one. And exhale to arrive. Sit low and close your eyes. Even if it makes it a little bit wobbly or a little bit wonky, close your eyes and feel for standing on the feet that you already know how to stand on. Right hip forward, left hip back. Tail down, belly in. And now keep your arms really strong. Something I learned from Rick this morning is that in ancient texts, there's a character called, what was his name? Virabhadra, like Virabhadrasana. And he entered into battle by thrusting up his sword from beneath the ground over his head with both hands. So his arms got to be strong. Straighten your arms more. Sit a little lower. That's it. Inhale, lift your chest. Keep those arms strong as you reach back. Exhale, hands down. Step your left foot back to meet your right and lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Open your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then keep it moving. Warrior one on the right side. And warrior one on your left side. Try not to miss a single sensation as you move. Right? We get really, really good at going through the motions. We have to be at times. But really quickly, this becomes a way of being. So practice a way of being here that you can take off of your mat with you. Feeling fully, breathing deeply. And if you're back in your downward dog before your neighbor, keep it really strong and active. Fingers spread wide, wrapping your armpits towards one another, like you could broaden your space between your shoulder blades. Hips up and heavy head. If it's available, please exhale all your air out. Draw in a sweet, sweet inhale. And HA. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Back heel down. Inhale, rise up for warrior one. And exhale, peel it open for your warrior two. Right arm forward, left arm back, and chin over your front shoulder. You might take a wider stance to accommodate your hips, peeling open to the side. Now, as you reach forward with your right inner thigh, push down with your right heel. And imagine you could scrunch the mat between your two heels to light up your inner thighs. So you have to feel for it. You feel for that cradle of support for your hips. And then sit a little bit lower, knowing that you've got that support. Draw down through your tail. Stay soft with your shoulders. And reach with the undersides of your arms as you hug the muscles tight around your bones. That looks great with the hips, Deanna. You just want to pull back a little bit so you're not leaning so far forward.
Helps you stand.
That's the difference, yes. Take an inhale to sit lower and reach a little further. Slow exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Same exhale to step back and lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, arch your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog, beautiful up dog, Colton. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Back heel down. Inhale, rise up, your warrior one. Exhale, peel open for your warrior two. Left arm forward, right arm back, chin forward, and eyes closed. And this in Sanskrit is Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Because that same character, once he came out through the floor or through the ground or through the earth, he made his presence known by standing with his sword poised and ready to strike. Essentially, this pose, he is him having his victim through his dristi, which is in front of your middle finger there, like through the crosshairs. And the back arm is getting ready to strike. That's it, Sarah W. Sit a little bit lower. Inhale, take up space. And exhale to cartwheel your hands down. Step back, breathe through your flow, and then keep moving. Warrior one, warrior two, right and left sides. And even though the story of Virabhadra can sound kind of violent, in these poses, it's not violence and carnage that we're celebrating here. Instead, these poses are about acknowledging our own spiritual warriors who every day go to battle with our own egos and with our own self-ignorance. Because ego, self-ignorance, these are the truest forms of suffering that we experience. It's about finding your power. It's something that no one else can give towards you. Your happiness, your joy does not come from any person. It does not come from any circumstance. Right? We think it does, because then that person or that event ends and we think our joy is gone with it, but this isn't true. Those things just unlock it. It's already within you. Exhale all your air out. Inhale, new awareness. And HA. Inhale, float your right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Back heel down. Inhale, rise up, strong arms, warrior one. Exhale, peel it open for your warrior two. Now inhale to flip your right palm up and reach forward. And exhale to stretch straight up for reverse warrior. Use your inhale to reach for the back wall and sustain it here. Your left hand can come on your left thigh or maybe even your left hip to help keep pushing your hips forward and down. As you Anchor your tail, firm up your belly, and support this side body stretch. Now listen closely. Take a slow inhale to sit lower and reach back further. Squeeze your right leg straight on the exhale and stretch your right side body more. Now inhale your arms parallel to the mat like warrior two arms. As you keep inhaling, keep reaching forward over your front leg. For triangle, right hand to right shin, left palm open. Now if your hand is on your shin, pull up on your shin skin and make space to tuck your right butt under as you lean your left chest back. Bring your chin to your left shoulder and find a point of focus on the back of your left hand with your right eye. Inhale, stretch your arms apart. Let's come into pyramid. Two hands frame your front foot. Step your left foot in a bit and point your left toes towards the upper left-hand corner of your mat. Now pull your right hip back, left hip forward, and you can lengthen over your front leg. You might need to bend your right knee, which is totally fine. But if you do squeeze it straight, you turn your torso a little bit to your right, like you're bringing your left cheek to your right shin bone. Right hip a little bit more up and back, left hip down and forward. Now take an inhale to lengthen through your spine like a half lift. And step your left foot back and your right foot back to meet it. Bring your feet together and roll over to your left side. Lift your right arm for your side arm balance, stacking heels, hips, shoulders, and wrists. Bump your hips up to the ceiling so much, it's like you're trying to get the sole of your left foot on the mat. Rotate your right bicep over your right ear. Float your right leg up off of your left. Now try to hold the pose, whether you grab for your knee or your toe is fine, but wherever you are, just simply switch your gaze and look up towards the ceiling. So good, Yvonne. Take an inhale to push the floor away. Exhale back to upper push-up. Keep exhaling to lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, shoulders back, strong arms. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, step it through, back heel down. Inhale, rise up for warrior one. And exhale, peel it open for your warrior two. Chin over your left shoulder. Inhale, flip your left palm, reach forward. Exhale, stretch straight up. Use an inhale to fan your left ribs open wide and sustain it here with your breath, with your intention, with whatever a value shows up for you inside of it. This isn't just a shape you make with your body. It's a container for an experience.
Griffin, go outside.
A slow inhale to sit lower and reach back further. Nice, Caitlin. Exhale, squeeze left leg straight. Stretch left side body more. Inhale, arms parallel to the mat. Keep inhaling, keep reaching forward. Exhale, left hand, left shin. Right palm open for your triangle. And again, pull up on your shin skin. Don't push down. If you pull up, you make space to tuck your left butt under. And you might experience this really delicious stretch on the outside of your right hip. Lengthen through your left side ribs. Lean your right chest back. And pyramid. Two hands frame your left foot. Step the back foot in a bit. Right toes point that upper right hand corner. Lengthen over your front thigh. Face towards your shin. Belly in. Draw your left hip up and back. Right hip down and forward. Like your inner thighs were a pair of scissors you're trying to close shut. Keep trying to lengthen that space between your shoulder blades. And use every exhale to use the strength of the front of your body to get it a little bit closer to your front thigh. Okay, inhale, lengthen the chest forward. And then step your left foot back to meet your right, feet together, and roll over to your right side. Lift your left arm. Push your hips up, 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 up. Left bicep over your left ear. Left leg up off of your right. Hold the pose without holding the breath. If you're grabbing the knee or foot, you're welcome to do it. But hold it as you just switch your gaze, change your perspective and look up. Take a slow, sweet inhale to push a little deeper. And exhale back to upper push-up and lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Nice work. Exhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Shh. Inhale, inhale, hold it. And exhale. Inhale, tilt your tail up. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, look past your hands, walk or hop forward into your half lift. And exhale for forward fold. Bring your big toes together to touch. And as you inhale, sit your hips back and down, arms up, palms pressed for your thunderbolts. Slide the weight back into your heels like your knees could stack over your ankles. Draw down through your tail, pull your low belly in, and spiral your biceps towards your face so the pinky finger edges of your hands touch. Gorgeous, Ada. Sit a little lower, reach a little taller, and then dive forward for your forward fold. Let it go. Shake your head no, nod it yes. And then on your next inhale, sit low, arms up, palms pressed, thunderbolt. And exhale, hands to your heart center, elbows in one straight line. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, twist to the right. Left elbow over your right thigh and look over your right shoulder. Good, Melina. So a lot of you just shifted your hips out to the side. Draw them over to your right and roll your left ribs more under. Good, if you want to fly away, tee the arms apart. If you want to bind, you wrap them around your thighs. That looks good, Jessie. Really use left arm against right leg to twist deeper. Yes, one more inhale, gently roll open. And slowly bring it back to center, hips low, palms pressed. Lean your chest back slightly. Now twist to the left. Right elbow, left thigh. Look over your left shoulder. Stay your hips lower than your heart. Lengthen through your middle back. Now fly away or bind if you want it and breath supports it. And listen, it's meant to get challenging. You can't practice patience or compassion or love if things don't get challenging. So can you sit a little lower? Can you roll your right ribs under a little bit more? Gorgeous. Slowly, slowly draw everything back to center. Pause. Sit low. Lean back. And then dive forward for forward fold. Separate your feet a little bit. Bend your knees a little bit. And roll yourself up to standing. Keep your head heavy so that it's the last thing to lift. And then roll your shoulders down your back once you get to the top. Now, without looking down, toe heel your feet together to touch. And we're gonna set up for a standing bow. So can you actually face just directly forward? So you'll start with the left side. Open up your right palm like he's doing. You can look here, start with your left though. Open up your right palm to the right and drop your hand behind you. Now catch your foot with your right hand from the inside, that big toe side of your foot. Start with your knees touching and hips a little forward. Now sweep your left arm forward and up. Bicep by your ear. Good, Leanne. Stretch up really, really tall through left side waist and start to kick and reach. Kick your two legs apart and stretch your two arms apart. Pull up on your left inner thigh as you roll your right hip towards it. Good, Sarah W. Use that arm. and eject your left shoulder forward. Good, Tasha. Kick a little higher. Chest down, leg up for 5. Fix that eye a little bit more, Gloria. Looks so good. For 3, that's the difference. You got 2. And then slowly kick to come out. Really slow. Like you don't want to come out of it. That was so nice. Relax the arm down. I don't mean to sound surprised. It was just such beautiful focus. Wow. Okay. You just got one more set. Open up your left palm and catch your foot from the inside. Knees touch, hips forward, and right arm forward and up. You got it, Rick. Stretch up really, really tall, and kick and reach. Find a steady point of focus in front of you so that you can wrap your breath around it and reach your right arm towards it. That's so nice, Jen. Can you get your right leg even straighter? Yes, now left leg even straighter. For 5, that's it. That's the work. You got 3. Nice, Kimbra. For 2, slow as you can, kick to come out. Resist it. You don't want to come out. You really didn't want to, though. Good. Arm down. Bring both of your hands to your heart and let your elbows heavy towards your waist and close your eyes. Stand on your feet in a way that keeps the back of your heart lifted. Feel your collarbones rest on the roof of your ribs. Imagine your 2 ears are tiny balloons you just let go of. Heavy your brain in your skull. This is when you illuminate a mindfulness that doesn't just live between your 2 ears. It's in every single cell of your body. You use the breath to illuminate it. Please exhale your air out with an SH. Drain it out. Inhale through your heels, legs, spine, crown of your head. NHA. Gently relax your arms and separate your feet a little bit. Put a soft bend to your knees, draw your chin to your chest, pull your belly in, and slowly roll yourself all the way down. Don't miss a single sensation. This is your life. Don't miss it. Once you find your forward folds, you can reset with a half lift, lengthen out your spine, and then walk or hop back to travel through your flow. Even that flow, it's a beautiful reset. You get that back bend, that forward motion of the spine. So good. All right, inhale, float your right leg up. Step your right foot outside your right hand. We'll set up for lizard. Sway your hips forward and back, forward and back. And on a back hinge, drop your left knee down, point your left toes. And then you can lower down to your left elbow, maybe. And maybe you lower down to your right elbow. Right, so when I say maybe, I definitely imply maybe not. Drop down to your elbows and your whole life starts to flash before your eyes. It is a good indication to make another choice. So every inhale to lengthen from right hip through right armpit. Every exhale, roll your right ribs forward and down. Make sure you're kicking your back foot into the mat to try to send your hips more forward. All right, now if you're on your elbows, please come up onto your hands. Now toe heel your right foot towards the left edge of your mat, and keeping your toes flexed towards your shin, move into half pigeon. Let your right knee fall to the right. Square off your hips towards the front of your room, and then you can start to lengthen and lower. Right, so you really want to avoid getting the top of the foot on the mat. Try to get the outer edge of your right foot down, your outer ankle down. Right, so your foot is super flexed and helps to stabilize your knee. When the knee is stabilized, this means more of the rotation and stretch is happening from that meaty outside of your hip. Reach back through your left big toe. Reach forward through the back of your chest. Pushing and pulling. Feeling for oppositional forces. So again, you're not just hanging out in a shape. You're filling a container for an experience. For energetic shifting, right? It's like boiling water. The content stays the same. The container stays the same, but the state of it is shifting, it's moving. This is a beautiful reminder, at least for me, that no feeling is final. And that nothing about me is rigid or absolute. Let it move. Exhale with an S-H. Taking a slow, deep inhale. And H-A. Can you even do yoga when your dog is licking your ears? Slowly walk your hands underneath your shoulders to lift your chest. Then curl your left toes under, step your right foot back, upper push-up plank. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Big inhale and up dog. Really squeeze those shoulders behind you. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up. And step your left foot outside your left hand. Sway your hips forward and back, forward and back. And again, on a back hinge, you can drop your knee down, point your toes. And you can lower down, maybe, to your elbows. And there are different traditions of yoga. There's a lot of right ways to do things. So in Lizard, you might hear people sometimes say to keep your whole foot on the mat and bring your knee closer towards the side of your waist. Or you might point your toes out and send that leg away from the knee away from you a little bit. Wherever you are with energy, pushing down to your back foot to send your hips forward. Using every exhale to go a little bit deeper into your experience. All right, slowly come up onto your hands if you're on your elbows. Toe heel your left foot towards the right edge of your mat and keeping your toes towards your shin. Let your left knee fall open. Square off your hips and lengthen to lower. And here, it's so those vibrational breaths that we've been doing this whole time, so useful here. And you can do them subtly. If you have space to do it, you can go really loud from below your navel with those HAs. They can also be very subtle. The HMs, the lip flutters. When those vibrations start to feel so healing is when they're no longer localized to the throat. Can you feel an HM in the center of your chest? Can you feel an HA from below your navel? Soften. Before you can let go of anything, you have to soften first. Exhale with an SH. Inhale, inhale, hold it. HA. Slowly walk your hands under your shoulders to lift your chest. Sit a little deeper into your hips. And then curl your toes under. Step back and either travel through your flow or push right back to downward dog. Once you have exhaled back to downward dog, it's our last one in this class. So you can pedal out your feet again. You can move your body around. Kind of like how we did in the very beginning. Also kind of a whole lot different. Your body's different now. So what's changed? What's new? All right, ripple forward for your upper push-up plank. Slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Nice, keep your legs strong and belly firm. Keep your palms under your shoulders. We're gonna set up for a cobra pose. So palms under the shoulders. Squeeze your heels together and kick the tops of your feet hard into the mat. Now as you inhale, draw your chin and chest a little forward and up. Keep reaching back with your big toes and forward with your two lowest ribs. Squeeze your shoulders down your back and your elbows towards your hips. Now keep everything, just hover your palms up and your legs up. So you're just on your hips. Nice, now squeeze your back to lift a little higher and slowly lower it down, forehead onto the mat. Curl your toes under and with strong legs and arms, push yourself up, upper push-up. Yeah. And now lower all the way back down, steadily. Use your inhale to lift everything up again. Legs up, palms up, look up. You're like a flying baby cobra. And slowly lower it all back down, forehead to the mat. Curl your toes under, strong legs, firm belly. Shove the floor away. There's a good active verb, shove. Yes, and now just do that a few more times on your own. Use your breath. Find the peak of every inhale and get so empty on the exhales that you get a little air hungry for that next inhale. All right, next time you are on your belly, bring your left ear to the mat and look to the right. And your palms face up by your sides. Bring your big toes to touch, let your heels fall apart, and feel for broadness across your lower back. It's not uncommon to have low back tension. It can help if you know how to consciously strengthen and soften it. Bring your chin forward, and let's take a floor bow. Kick your heels to your butt and grab onto your feet below your toes. Push your navel into the mat as you exhale. Now as you inhale, kick your legs forward and up. Kick your legs up as much as you possibly can. And when you can't kick up anymore, arch your chest and look straight up for your toes above your head. Good. Use your inner thigh strength to get your knees a little closer. Send your legs a little higher, look up a little bit further, and like you're putting down a baby, slowly lower everything down. Then bring your opposite ear to the mat, looking over to the left, and palms face up by your sides. You can even imagine that there's this little lung in your lower back. With every inhale, you create a little bit more space there. Use every exhale to leave it a little softer. Chin onto the mat, please. Palms under the shoulders. Curl your toes under or use your knees. Push the floor away, upper push-up. And come to stand up on your knees for camel pose. Knees about 6 inches apart. And hands on your lower back. Tips of fingers graze the top of your butt. Shoulders down, elbows in. Belly up and into your palms, lift your chest and look back to go back. And if you see the back wall, that's fine. If you see the floor behind you, that's fine too. Maybe you grab for your heels with fingers on the inside and thumbs on the outside. Just because you can doesn't always mean you have to, right? Rather you go for a place where you can stay. Yeah, nice, Rick. As much as you can, hips more forward. And if your hands are on your heels, you push down into your heels to lift your heart up more. Nice thing, nice flow. Take one more inhale to look back. And then hands to lower back, belly into palms, beautiful and even, April. And then drop your hips to your heels, palms face up on your thighs. Close your eyes, don't fix, don't fidget, don't miss it. Your shoulders back. Keep the pit of your throat soft. Usually when we smudge sensation here, it's in an effort to kind of protect what we just opened. So keep your shoulders back, and instead of protecting your heart, you project your heart. Exhale with an SH. Inhale directly into the center of your chest. Try to feel the vibration there as you HA. Gently flutter your eyes open and get your legs out in front of you, whether you drop your hips to the side and swing them around or lift your hips up, cross your ankles and swing them through. Set up for a forward fold here. So scoot your flesh out from underneath you if you'd like. And then stretch your arms up so your biceps frame your ears. Lift up out of your waist and then bow your body forward fold. And if you catch your feet, that's fine. If you can't catch your feet, that is also fine too, right? Then maybe you bend your knees so that you can catch your feet. And work on walking your heels forward little by little so you stretch the whole back of your body. Backs of your legs and back of your spine. Now, if your legs are straight, you got to kick your heels more forward. That looks great, Jessie. Pull your pinky toes more back towards your face so your feet are flush. Yes. And then see if you can draw your shoulders back and bend your elbows to use your biceps to pull. That looks really nice. Now, everyone, inhale, look forward to arch your chest more forward. And exhale, bend your elbows and pull yourself in deeper. Now with a gentle firmness in your belly, roll yourself up to seated. All right, and then let's try this. Are you able to have your hips and your heels? Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, okay, so start with your hands on your thighs. And I'll place them next to your thighs. So they're not by your hips, they're a little bit more forward. Now bend your elbows, lean your chest forward. Push the floor away to lift your butt up. Yes, and now lift both of your heels up at the same time for 5, 4, yes, 3, both up, Rick, just for a second. 2, yes, and slowly lower down. Good for you. All right, keep that awareness in your lower belly. Yeah, if your thighs cramp, that's like the initiation. You're almost there. Let's come into boat pose. Rock on your sitting bones and lift your shins parallel to the mat. Good. Press your palms together. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, twist to the right. Look over your right shoulder to twist deeper. Come back to center. Twist to your left. Good. Back to center. Separate your hands. Inhale, knees towards your chest. And exhale to lower. Lengthen and hover slow. Inhale, slowly bring it all up. Knees to chest. Exhale to lower, lengthen, and hover. Yes, Melina. Slow inhale, bring it all up. Exhale, lower, lengthen, and hover. Okay, one more for good measure. Inhale, knees to chest. Exhale, lower, lengthen, hover, stay for 5, For 4, scissor kick your legs. For 5, 4, biceps. Yeah, you know biceps by your ears. It's what we do. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hug your knees into your chest and heavy on the floor. And you can rock a little bit side to side to massage out your lower back. And then from here, you can either find your Savasana, or if you want to come into shoulder stands, that'll be our finishing pose. So if you want the inversion, look down center line and reverse somersault your legs up over your head and catch the heavy weight of your hips with your hands. Extend your legs up towards the ceiling, squeezing your inner thighs together and up. That's nice, Zane. Bring your heels away from you and your hips towards the wall behind you even more. Yes, really nice. Nice. All right, and then for your plow, gently let your feet fall towards the floor behind you. And if they touch, that's cool. If they do not touch, cool also. In that case, you bring your knees to your forehead. Right? Maybe they open up wider for your deaf man's pose. And if you can do so comfortably enough, close your eyes to feel for your heart dropping between your shoulder blades and your tail floating up to the ceiling. Really nice, Justine. All right, with the firmness in your belly and the softness behind your knees, slowly, slowly roll yourself down into your final Savasana. You open up your legs as wide as your mat. Palms face up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes. This is so important, this pose. It's something else that you have to feel for that we don't give ourselves an opportunity to very often. Relaxing on a really deep level. If you're ever in Savasana, you know we're here for about a minute or two and you think, I don't have time for this, you should stay for like 5 minutes. Thank you so much. Thank you for your work, your practice, your spirit. As I'm sure you know, these classes are donation-based. You can go to yogatothepeople.com/donate. The reason we have them donation-based is because this is the kind of work that you can't pay someone else to do for you. There's not many things like that anymore, right? Raise your kids, do your laundry, walk your dog. There is an app for all of that. Not for feeling fully and breathing deeply. If you enjoyed this practice and want to support us, again, you can through donations. You can also spread the word. Post about it on social media. Get more people signed on here. It really does create a beautiful energy. Thank you so much for being part of it. I'll end class with a quote. We'll take a collective breath, and then I'll take you out of Savasana. So one more time as this group, please exhale all your air out, all your old efforts away. Inhale, new awareness. Get so full of it. And exhale. This is by Aldous Huxley. It's dark because you're trying too hard. Lightly, child, lightly. Learn to do everything lightly. Yes, feel lightly even though you're feeling deeply. Just lightly let things happen and lightly cope with them. Lightly. Lightly. It's the best advice ever given to me. Throw away your baggage and go forward. There are quicksands all about you, sucking at your feet, trying to suck you down into fear and self-pity and despair. That's why you must walk so lightly. Lightly, my darling. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And with your eyes closed, roll over to your right side or your left side, whichever you feel compelled to. And slowly make your way up to seated. Nothing to rush, still continuing to be aware of every moment, every sensation. And if you haven't already, go ahead and flutter your eyes open. And thank you so much, everyone. I'll be here for a few more minutes. If you have any questions, you can also write in the chat box. But have a beautiful rest of your day, and I hope to see you soon.